Hello,
Brodies
and we're back.
at the Brodies.
A bunch of bros.
on StreamYard. I got it right this time.
Okay.
Ah,
That good. You got that good Wi-Fi out there in the boonies. You got that good Wi-Fi.
no, I'm not in the boonies, man. I'm definitely in the city. Definitely in the city, but no boonies out here, man.
All right.
And having a great time. I'm Mr. Brown.
Slim.
Cass.
Yeah. I got a question for you, fellas. You ever messed up on your girl's birthday and got to make it up? No, I'm the only one.
No, at some point we all dropped the ball somewhere. I mean,
I ain't dropped that ball though. Not that ball.
Oh man. So those who don't know, listen to the Costa Rica episode, and we got an amazing episode. We got a guest coming through, but I just had to pose in, and even our guests can chime in. You don't got to keep your comments to yourself on this if it happens. Am I lagging?
A little bit, but I love you still, so it's okay.
A little bit. So if y'all listen to the Costa Rica episode, I was in Costa Rica instead of other places where I could have been. And so the other day we was hanging out, me and the wife, and I think I had to. What was I doing to give her amount of time? Oh, I was dropping the car off at the airport.
Okay.
Dropping the car off at the airport, she went to a car dealership and was like, I found the car I want. Let's get this Lexus. I'm like, oh, really? Let's do that. Oh, midnight blue, ES, all that good stuff. I'm like, what year is this car? What's the pricing and the finances? And I was like, you know what? Let me look at how my checking my savings work. See if this works out. It's just like
you got the full warranty.
Happy birthday.
You got the full warranty on it, man.
Yeah, we get a little warranty.
But you know what though, man? Lexus, they hold their value for a long time, man. So I mean, it's a good investment. It's a good investment, man. Honestly, they hold they anything Toyota makes, they hold their investments. I mean, they hold their their value for a long time. So it's a good investment,
Nope, I'll be chilling with my little Camry. No Lexus, no cool cars over here, baby.
Oh,
Me and my little Cam.
Toyota makes Lexus, so your value is going to hold. Yeah, Toyota makes Lexus. So
I know, but I was just saying the Camry. I was like, Lexus, that's big baller status. One day I hope to get that way. One day, who knows? Maybe.
Yo, Cass, you gonna have that Toyota Camry till 2030, bro. That thing gonna ride to
bro. 2060, man. Just rotate the tires, keep the oil change.
I'm trying to give that car to my grandchildren. Like, yo, you don't need one. This still runs. It's beautiful.
Hey, yo, Slim, when you met me, what was I driving?
You had a Camry. You got a Toyota Camry. You
know what year that Toyota Camry was?
Like a 97, 98?
It was a 2000. So we was
okay. And then I remember you went from that to the Neon. I remember.
Yeah. I'll never drive another American car a day in my life. Never again. I messed up. So for all you guys out there, if you messing up, man, just buy your girl a Lexus. That apparently, it helps. Maybe not heal all wounds, but
time heals all wounds, baby.
it makes it out, man. But Kaz, I'm gonna pass it to you so you can go into what we into today, brother.
All right, so today we have a special guest on because I see that he's doing a lot of cool things on social media, and it's really been sticking out to me. And he also put me on to this new app. It's called Display. So it's helping content creators get themselves out there and get paid for what they do. So some very little like us, trying to get us, So, just trying to get us out there. So I'm going to introduce Dell so he can give a little bit about himself. Not too much because, the feds be watching. But, just enough. Just enough.
Of course, man. Thank you, Brodies, for having me on. I do appreciate it. So Delro is what I go by. entrepreneur, started my business when I was in my junior year of college. Also started content creating about, I would say, like 4 or 5 years ago. So I know that struggle. You know, you want to put out stuff that's quality, things that people mess with, but sometimes you don't get, you know, your value back. You know, you're just putting out quality things, whether it's workouts, whether it's dope things that you put together to wear, places that you vacation, whatever it is, and you just want value back for it. So, you know, I had the homie Cass on something that I think is going to change up the game, whether it is through display directly or through another app that comes out that's similar to display that's willing to make content creators to put out dope things. So, you know, in a nutshell, I handle events across the country, host events across the country, and help to curate dope experiences, whether it's a conference, concert, festival, whatever it is. That's what I'm all about, connecting people.
Okay. I like how you said it in such a humble way. Because I go on to see a display. I'm like, let me see what's happening here. I was like, is that Rick Ross? I was like, okay, this is big time here. I was like, all right, this is not no like up and coming rapper. I was like, that's Rick Ross. Like I just had Wingstop. I know that man. That's him. And I was like,
Not
okay.
Wingstop.
Yeah, lemon pepper.
Nah, I'm actually gonna wait to get the new Thigh Stop because I heard Thigh Stop about to be popping.
Yeah, you know, once the thigh stop, that's when the thigh gaps occur. You know, I'm just saying, it's a correlation. It's a correlation every single time. And I'm so glad we got Delro on here because if you don't know the Brodies, we do it for the culture to move the culture. I know that's one of the taglines. We don't always give you all our taglines. We also are the barbershop as meant to college. So, you know, we are out here. So anything that increases awareness for the community that we're in, all the different spheres and domains that we're in to bring that awareness, man, is clearly dope shit. We want to bring dope people to do dope shit on here, especially young black millennials, even though I'm an OAM, old ass millennials unite on this piece, you know, so glad to be out here. Glad you're here.
All right, so Del, I wanted to talk about real quick. You said you started your junior year in college. What made you like what happened junior year in college? You was like, yo, this shit's for the birds. I need to go do my own thing.
Yeah, so I was hooping. A lot of people don't know that because they see me in entertainment, but I was actually a college basketball player. I played in the NCAA all 4 years, and that's my first love, basketball. So one day I was just walking out on the quad, and you know, they had like, you know, a band set up, they had Oktoberfest going. They were serving free beer. At the time, I was like 20 years old, so I couldn't even partake in any of that. And I just wondered, I was like, how much did they spend for this? You know, nobody was out there. It was like 25 people total. And I started asking questions. So that led to me pivoting and like hiding money from the programming board president and flipping it and putting on something that was for us, you know, like something that included Black and Latino talent to really represent us, because I went to a BWI, you know. So after I did that, people, you know, I flipped it. I booked, he was at the time, this is going to show my age a little bit, freshly signed to MMG, Rocky Fresh, and I booked Saha the Prince, who was signed to Kanye at the time of music. And, you know, Saha, shout out Saha, he's family to this day. And that's kind of where my career took off, because in my junior year, I hosted that event, you know, I emceed it, and I put all the talent together, put the event together with a small team. And after that, everybody was coming up, yo, what do you do? Like, do you manage artists? Do you do this in music, that in music? I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, I'm just here for the vibes. Like, I just want to bring vibes. So, you know, going into my senior year and over the summer, I decided to just start this. That doesn't mean that I, you know, was doing it full time, you know, right out the gate by myself, but slowly it was a slow creep, and I was able to build. You know, the next year, my senior year, my school paying me under the table to like help curate some events. So that's really how I got my.
Okay. So then here's my first question before I move on. How was it the first time you meeting Sci-Hi and meeting like those rappers? It was like, oh shit, well, like I've been listening to you on my headphones, on my laptop, whatever, iPhone, whatever. And you're like, no, like we're face to face. Like I know for me, one of the artists that I love is The Weeknd. And like if I ever met him, I won't lie, I might fan out a little bit and like, you know, start sweating a little bit like, yo, that's him right there. So I want to know, how was that for you the very first time?
I think it was an interesting experience. I mean, I'm not going to front. Like, I kind of got that way when I met J. Cole my senior year, because that's my favorite artist of all time. But Sahai wasn't really like that. It's kind of like what you were saying. I mean, to put some dates around all of us, you know, we grew up on mixtapes, you know, like we had LimeWire, you know what I mean? I remember Napster, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a different time. It was a different era, man. So you could get quality music by purchasing albums, you know? Shoot, like street execs was coming up. Like you had DJ Drama and Gangsta Grills and all that. Like it was a different time. So it was, you know, it was different, man. You had Don Cannon, you had all these cats. So Sahai to me was somebody who was underground and underappreciated, you know, and what made him big for me is my freshman year I went to school in Boston before I transferred to a school in Atlanta, and I used to listen to Soul Paul, and his verse on Soul Paul, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, who is this dude? So I go through my research, I listen to all his mixtapes. So by the time I met him, honestly, I know that sounds crazy, but it almost felt like I knew him a little bit. You know, like it's different. Like mixtape rap is totally different than albums, in my opinion.
You ain't lying, because you was talking about Napster, LimeWire. I was like, Dat Piff. I was like, he's taking me back right now. Oh,
bunch of viruses.
My computer was over because of LimeWire. LimeWire, you know how many computers I went through because of LimeWire?
Hey, man, if it wasn't for the Napsters, the Kazas, and all that, we would never have Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy. How many times did you download a song and it was a Soulja Boy song? I'm like, yo, this is not what I wanted, Soldier.
I'm out here burning CDs and I got 10 Soulja Boy songs back to back to back to back to back. I'm like, yo, this is some bull.
He started it. He started the internet, man. So I want to go more into the genesis because it's always like cool how people like kind of stumble upon a profession. Once you did that first event and you had your team and people are like clamoring for the product that you presented, do you think it was like, nah, this is like was a one and done event? I got other stuff I'm trying to do, or are you like, hey guys, wait a minute. We just discovered that you can put chocolate with peanut butter. We got to keep making this a bigger thing.
I mean, that's a good question, Mr. Brown. Honestly, I felt as though it was a situation where I always knew that I was going to run my own business, have my own thing. I just never knew what it was going to be in. I mean, I studied business administration with focus in entrepreneurship in school, so I always knew it was going to be a thing. And I kind of fell in love with the process of booking artists, booking talent, dealing with them, relations, and all that side. And I figured out that I was pretty good at it, to be honest. Like, people were rocking with the vibe that I was setting. You know, so I think it was something that transcended just music. Like, I knew I wasn't going to say in music. I figured out that I really mess with events, you know what I mean? Like, I rock with putting on events for people, putting on my own concepts, all of that, you know, and Slim and Cass were just at, you know, Bobby Hour that we just did in DC. So, you know, I let them tell you, you know, hopefully they had a good time during that event. But, you know, I like to think I'm pretty decent at it, pretty good.
No, time out, fellas. Y'all hanging out on these streets without Old Brown? This is what we do.
You know, you just got back. You were tired from Costa Rica. So he's like, yo, let Brown sleep, you know, because he's tired, you know?
Hey, you know, the millennial in me dictates, I don't care if I show up or not. I want the option to tell you no. That's all I want.
I will have to say though, the event that you just hosted, man, was super dope, man. And just to see you like in your element and how you move, my respect for you grew that much. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like from the jump, like you had a vision, but you just needed to put it in order. And it sounds like you finally have it in order where you're out here like you're your own boss. You know what I'm saying? And I know that means a lot, cutting out the middleman. It's just you, and you can work with these particular individual says a lot about who you are as a person and how you move in your day-to-day business, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you your flowers right now, G. Give you your flowers right now. To be in the world where we at now and you moving like that inspires me to like even get my ideas going. So, you know, kudos to you, man. Much respect in that aspect. My question for you would be, you know, what would you tell a younger generation who has the same ideas that you have? What would you tell them to do, or what steps to follow, or if there's a book to read or a class to take? Like, what would you tell like a younger crowd?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you, Slim. Like, for real. Like, I appreciate that. It's humbling every time I hear anything that compliments any piece of what I do. And don't think I didn't pick up, you know, the TMC references, the Nipsey references of what you said. I did, you know, and that's like somebody who I fortunately got to meet before he passed, and somebody who influenced and impacted me a whole lot. I actually hosted one of his last shows in Atlanta. And got to be on stage with him, so, you know, unique experience. But one thing that I will say is, in that same energy, I spoke things into the universe and I made them appear, you know, just like Nip said. And there's something that really carries weight when you do that, right? So when you speak things into the universe, don't just say them to say them with the homies. And I say that even to you, Slim, like some of the ideas that you got, like, man, speak on them and really try to chart a course to go real life. You know, that's really how I feel. I think a lot of people just think and they're riffing or whatever, and they think that these things are impossible, you know? Yeah. But I promise you, if you just speak things into the universe with purpose, they can definitely appear. I think a book that stands out to me that I would tell, you know, guys to definitely take a look at is Pitch Anything by Oren Class. If you read Pitch Anything by Oren Class, it'll really help you conceptualize mind frames and how to convince other people to buy into what you have going on. And it really will teach you the various, like, mind frames that you need to have when negotiating, when getting somebody to do something that you want them to do, when even bartering, doing something that you're doing for somebody else that you know that you don't even necessarily want to do. So, Oren Class, Pitch Anything, I mean, a must read. I back to it and I reference it constantly because it helps me close deals, it helps me build out experiences for people, and it's vital for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in there real quick because Slim has told me some of his ideas. Now I'm curious, is it the one that I'm thinking of? You remember, Slim, we was at a bachelor party at a house. It was me, you, and one of our other friends, and we was talking about how we want to combine the two things that, let's see here, we like. It was, let's see, what's the strip clubs and brunches.
I'm about to say, nigga, don't draw snitch. Not today, sir. Not today.
No, that was one idea. That was one idea that was definitely in the forefront of my mind. I got some other things that like I've been thinking about, but you know, when you actually get to sit down and talk to somebody who has the same vision or like in that same ballpark, they kind of give you like different ways to go about things, to look at it, you know. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that answer though, man. I really do.
Hey, Slim.
What's up, boss?
Stilettos and mimosas.
Lit.
There you go. That's catchy, man. That's catchy.
Bam, bam. There you go, right there.
Thursday,
free of charge. Game right there.
Yo, that might work, man. That might work.
Baby, I ain't going though. I love you.
Hey, you pay that Lexus off real quick now, okay? Get another one too. Big vision.
Hey, look. I'll slide you a G or two yourself. What you need to get this popping? Hey, look, I ain't trying to do this job I'm doing for my whole life now. I'm trying to do some other stuff, you know. I love the kids, but you know,
yeah, man. And in order to be successful nowadays, man, you need multiple incomes, man. As long as it's clean and legit, I'm fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as it's clean and legit, go for it, man. Why not? Like, why not?
Nah, I hear you. Dell, I did want to. That was my first question I wanted to ask because you talked about Slim's ideas, and I just was curious. But then also, I wanted to talk about how was your mindset when you first started out? Because, like you said, you started junior in college, so that's like early 20s. So it's like, how would you compare your mindset then to now? Like, what did you go through that helped you with some growth? Because every time I talk to an entrepreneur, they always talk about like either the struggle of like you don't really have no sleep schedule because at any moment, boom, something can happen, or whether it's like in dating world, I'm an entrepreneur, so like my schedule is not the same. Sometimes people don't get it. Hell, even with friends, it's like, yo, I can't see you as much as I would like to because I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Like, do some people get it? So I just wanted to kind of get into more of that mindset as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, that's a tough and a great question. I almost want to say something to Slim real quick before I even tackle that question. I think the other thing, Slim, honestly, is removing fear. People say things like that, but they don't really understand what that means. Like, when I say remove fear, that means if you uttered it out your mouth, have the confidence to back it up and go do something about it. You know, like, don't be afraid of like somebody saying that's a whack idea, or be afraid of an idea being like too similar to yours. You got to just charge forward, and not everybody has that confidence. That's why some people, you know, do things. But also at the same time, you also got to recognize, hey, can I do this by myself, or do I need a partner, or do I need two partners, or do I need a conglomerate of people that really know where I'm coming from, and we can put this together. So I just wanted to touch that point real quick before I go into what Cass is asking. But that's a great question, Cass, honestly, man. It was tough for me because in that world, in entertainment, you gotta prove yourself. So there's a lot of things, man, where you kind of broke boy in it. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing things for pennies because you need your name to become relevant. You need people to understand that you're legitimate. And so the first several years of my whole path, I mean, I got up out of it pretty quickly. But, people don't tell you, and what you don't see on social media is people got to go get real jobs, man. You got to go get a real job before you can really get into doing what you want to do. For me, I was blessed enough where I got my first, major, contract where I could get up out of working for somebody else at, 23. But that's not everybody's story. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to grind for years at your 9 to 5 and work even harder at what you're building. So for me, it was about failures, man. Honestly, I failed a bunch of different times. Just failing, dropping a ball, on somebody's event, I should have charged more, or doing something for pennies because of who it was. I had to learn the hard way. Entertainment is a dirty game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't sit here and tell you anything different. It's a game. It's not for the weak at heart. So that was my learning experience, man. I mean, I had to just learn the ropes and really understand my value in the game. And once I did that, my mentality shifted to answer your question. At first, I was always confident, but I didn't know how much my worth and my time meant to other people. From then to now is day and night. I understand that. You can't lock me down for what I'm not trying to do. It's just not gonna happen nowadays.
All right, so then
that's a word right there. You heard that? We need to put that on a t-shirt.
Word, I'm gonna put that all on a t-shirt. He get 1%, but I still love him though. I was gonna say, what was your first event that you threw where you went home and you was like, yo, I did that shit. That was me. I did that. Your first one or your first big one where it was some big star or something where you were like, I did this. I feel accomplished. Yo, all this hard work, this shit is finally paying off.
It's funny that you asked that because I feel like I came out of the gate really strong. So I almost had an inverse story of what you're asking me. And what I mean by that is my first event, that event Stomp the Lawn at Oglethorpe University, was so strong that I was forever chasing what that would be like. So sometimes that would take me into deals that didn't make any sense. And I dealt with a lot of time wasters. That was a lot of my lessons learned, man. And what I would say to anybody, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 18. I don't care if you're 35. I don't care if you're 45. Like, it doesn't make a difference. When you're trying to pursue what you want to pursue, beware of time wasters. There's people out there that literally hear your idea. They see the content you put out. They see this podcast, and they're like, yo, that's dope. I would never do anything like that. And I could never do it the way that these cats are doing it. And I'm just going to hit them up, make it seem serious, and waste their time. So I think, developing a set of questions and a line of, like, almost defense for yourself. Not to be defensive, but instead to block out time wasters, man. Because I think a lot of people talk about haters and what haters mean to them. I'm more wary of a time waster than I am hating. Time is something I can't get back. You can hate on me all you want to. I really don't give a damn, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I bleed right through that. But you wasting my time, that's time and money I can't ever return, So, honestly, for me, the first joint that really, like, impressed me beyond to start my career was probably Zaytoven's bowling event that I did in Atlanta. That was really dope. I had, like, multiple, like, celebrities from different walks, either music or reality television in the building, and I interviewed them on the fly while managing the event at the same time.
Okay. Well, speaking of reality TV, I want to make a little transition because I know. So I'm like, okay.
Go ahead. I knew it was coming at some point.
I know. I was gonna ease my way into this because I don't want to dive too much into it, but I just want to talk about, because I've never met somebody on reality TV before, so I just wanted to ask, how reality is it? Is it something to where, like, when you watched it back, you was like, so they just edit the hell out of that scene? Wasn't even like that, or was it like, nah, it's pretty accurate to what happened?
Yeah, so that's another great question, to be honest. I would say to that, everything is super duper relative, right? Like, my scenario was different than a lot of other people's experience. Like, I got a homie that was on Married at First Sight Atlanta, and everything that you see on there is pretty much real. You know what I mean? It was very authentic to him. My experience with HBO and HBO Max and that whole situation was totally different, man. Like, there was a lot of cuts. You know what I mean? Things that didn't happen in the order that they, actually took place in, and that's just something you got to live with. It's up to the producer and the networks to, like, what makes the final cuts. And sometimes it's not to your liking, and sometimes it doesn't tell, the actual story of what actually happened.
So you can't drop that gem, because me and Slim eyes both lit up because we do watch Married at First Sight Atlanta. I'm like, is he friends with Chris?
Same home we know.
No, I'm not friends with the fool that y'all thinking of, because I can't stand that. But
okay, I appreciate that. Ain't no dry stitching. But when you said that, I was like, I wonder if. I just wonder. But I get that, though. I can definitely dig that.
You will be like, Homer, you messing up, bro.
No, Slim, remember we bonded on that. How you could catch the fade on site.
Yeah, we chopped it up. We chopped it up about that at your last event. We surely did. We talk off air about that situation. But yeah, my question for you would be, looking at your career now, where you started to where you're at now. What is, like, one big win for you, and what's been one big setback that kind of made you kind of look at things a little differently?
Setback I start with, and it honestly is really, really easy. There's two of them. I got ripped off in 2016 at Art Basel. There's an individual here that's still walking around, owes me a significant amount of money.
You say the word. Just, I've been waiting. You understand? I've been waiting, man. Just say the word, please. But
Slim has really been waiting to go outside. Trust me, you don't understand how much he's been waiting.
It's wild, man. But yeah, that set me back. When you produce something high level, especially if you guys aren't familiar with Art Basel is one of, like, most prestigious, like, ongoing events in the country. It's a beautiful cultural experience.
Art Basel is lit.
Down here. Yeah, Art Basel's crazy, man. Crazy. Like, it's something for everybody at Art Basel. I guarantee it. But, you know, I got ripped off back in 2018, and that put me in a position where I just had to go get it, you know? Absolutely to go get it. And aside from that, I would say COVID. I mean, honestly, I was on part of my biggest year ever in 2020. And, you know, it took away from everything that I was doing. You know, so that was definitely the letdown. What was the first part of your question? I'm sorry.
We talked about like some of the setbacks. I won't say L's. I won't say L's because we're a positive group, but a setback. But what has been some big wins for you just as an individual? Like what's been some like really top tier wins for you that you can sit back and say, you know what? Like,
yeah, I think some of the wins really happened. Some of them during COVID, to be very honest with you. COVID shifted things and made me look at things differently, and it added to my partnerships. Like me, Delro, as a brand, and as an individual, companies started reaching out. I started doing like stuff that I was already doing but paid now. You know, the fastest point, like, at the beginning of this, so it's vital that you feel valued as a content creator. Like, even you guys putting out, you know, the Brodies putting out this podcast, at some point, something's got to give. You guys got to start gaining value for it. You know what I mean? You making people laugh. You making people think about things. You dropping gems on them. You bringing, you know, interesting guests on. There has to be a value add. So during the pandemic, I think what happened was a lot of brands were shifting their dollars, their sponsorship and marketing dollars, from experiential, right? So that's on site during events, during festivals, conferences, all those things, to, okay, we got to go digital. So I'm not going to front that helped your boy, you know, like, because that was dropping money in my pocket doing all these brand deals. But I think something that I'm really proud of, honestly, that helped me to level up was really joining the A3C team, A3 conference and festival, and really learning how to really merge corporate brands and just overall programmatic sponsorships and partnerships. That's something that shifted my whole career, because when you can do that, you're working with, you know, multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar brands at a high level.
Yeah,
and that's when the cool stuff kicks in, man.
Got you.
All right, I know during the story you said you had to work for some pennies. I'm gonna throw myself to work for some pennies for you. If you ever do an event and you got some wrestlers there, just call me. I will be there. I got a wrestling shirt. Just call me. See, they laughing at me, but I'm serious. Say the word with a wrestler's there. I'll be there. Don't even gotta pay. I'll fly myself out. Whatever it is, whatever you need.
The thing is, yo, he's so serious though. Like he's so serious. He's so serious.
Nah, it's for real. It's no lies.
I'll never laugh at your dreams and ambitions, sir. I'm not that kind. I support you in your dreams and ambitions, and I want all my brothers to thrive, because we're going to be like LeBron, his team. I want all y'all money. All y'all do is to get money, so y'all don't never ask me for shit. Because we all good. We're good as first class as my friends can't sit up in the first class with me. You know what I'm saying? So let's all be in position that we all doing extremely well. And once again, you don't have to ask me for shit, because you good. You straight. You don't need me. You don't need me. Give these to the kids. For the kids.
Man, about them kids. But just to start to slowly wind it down a little bit, I wanted to see if we could get into, let's see here, because I know you said with talking about display, I wanted you to go a little bit deeper into it if you can, just for some of the people who are listening who've never heard display, or like, display, what's that? So just to kind of give them a background into it, how you got into it, some of the things you're doing with it. So
Yeah, definitely. So Display is a new platform. The CEO comes from a background of social media, and basically Display, in a nutshell, is a new social platform that just wants to give back to the creator. So they call themselves, you know, social that pays. So in totality, all that happens is you as a content creator put up a post, and instead of like other social media platforms leveraging your content to get ad revenue, Display shares that ad revenue with you. So each post that you have, you'll get 50% of the ad revenue. So instead of there just being a like and a comment and a forward button, there's also a support me button with a little dollar sign on it. So your friends, followers, fans, whatever they are, can tap that support me button, watch a short ad, and then you as the creator will gain half of the ad revenue from the ad. So, you know, I got involved with display through my homie Ryan Haslam. He works for United Masters in translation, so shout out to Haslam. And he put me on, and I actually became Display's first signed on brand ambassador for the whole platform. And then it became bigger than that. Then I ended up, you know, getting hired by Display to host Display Fest in both Miami, which is my city, my home, as well as Atlanta, which is my second city.
This guy's doing events in two of the most turned up cities I know. Whew. Oh man, the fun.
Brodies go to Atlanta.
Hey,
Yo, I was say, man, listen, bro, should do a show in Atlanta, man. You know, we got to connect right here. You know, got to connect right here. You know, got to put it out there. You got to put it out there. That's what he said. You got to put it out there.
Touche. He did say that. He did say put it out there. So I respect it. But I also wanted to get into. I saw that he's one of my favorite rappers. So I just want to know how was meeting him like on the spot without getting too deep into it. Just because I love Rick Ross. I've been loving Rick Ross since Port of Miami. That's been my guy. So, and I think Ross makes the perfect. His voice is perfect for the tracks that he chooses. I don't know how to describe it. It's where he has like that perfect boss voice where it's just like, no matter what he's on, it's just gonna flow and work. So, and I've never got to meet Ross. So I just wanted to see, is Ross a cool person? I don't want to go too deep, but just like, how was it meeting, or like, because I feel like that's one of the bigger stars. Like, how was it setting up the event for him? What did he need? DJ, what was his needs? Like, so and so.
Yeah, I mean, me and Ross was a dream to me. You know, like one of my mantras that I live by is, and I speak about a lot, honestly, is living dreams daily. You know, all of us honestly on this podcast, we're blessed, man. We're blessed. We do things that, you know, some of our family didn't get to do before us. And Ross is a walking, living representation of that, honestly. His energy is just solid. You know, like if Mr. Brown, if Slim, y'all were in the room, he would dap you up, say what's up, you know, maybe say how you doing, you know, maybe chop it up a little bit. He's not standoffish. He's not Hollywood. He's not above anybody else. Like, but you do feel his presence. He is a true boss. You know, like he came through that particular night, and before his set, he rolled up with the blue, you know, Luke Belair Rosé. You know, they had just dropped it. And that's how he's so wired, man. He be repping them brands. Like he came out and he already had the joints with him and was flashing them all in the camera. It's brilliant, you know. Like he doesn't miss a beat. He doesn't waste an opportunity, and it just felt like home. I mean, bruh, he complimented my kicks and the whole fit and told me to keep shining. Like I got a whole dope interview with him. So it was like living a dream, man. I wasn't starstruck by any means, but he just makes you feel at ease, you know, with everything going on. And he has a heavy presence when he walks in the room. And it's positive. It's not anything heavy in a negative way. It's definitely positive. So it was a dope experience, man. I mean, that's hometown. You know, that means a lot to me.
Then
you gotta hang out, Cass, man. You was in Atlanta back in 05, 06, 07. All them rappers was chilling. I'm like, oh, you at the same spot I'm at. Why y'all act like regular dudes in Atlanta? Like we doing the same shit, man. But go ahead, Cass.
I was gonna say, if I was in Atlanta in 05, I wouldn't have been able to hang out with you, bro. Wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, definitely age gap. But if you was of my age in 05, 06, 07, you were like, because that's back when I was like, let's go to Christmas party. Oh, it's Titty Boy and Ludacris, and we're just hanging out like we're all supposed to be here at the same spot with Bobby Valentino and Andre 3000 and all the rest of them. Oh, what is that? That's me or you?
That's you, but oh well.
Well, I'll check on that in a little bit. Make sure everything up to par.
Del, as we wrap up, I wanted to know, do you have anything else coming up down the pipeline that you would give a little insight to, or you just anything like that?
Yeah, I think there's several key things that people should definitely look out for, and especially you gentlemen on this podcast should look out for, and hopefully make your way down to Atlanta at some point. Black Future Weekend.
After July 19th, I'm down for all trips. After July 19th, I'm down. Just gotta make it there.
Yeah, you got a big day coming up, a huge day. But I think Black Future Weekend is something to look out for, man. As us being black men, anybody moving the culture and creating community right now is key. And Brother Van Jones on CNN and his team at Dream Core Tech are about to do something that I'm a part of and I'm building out. And I'm very excited about that's going to happen in Atlanta this year, and it'll happen somewhere else that I won't speak about next year, but it'll be major. And, even if you're not in tech, I think it's valuable. There's pieces of tech that touch gaming, that touch culture, that touch music. So it's like, tap in with that. And then other than that, I would say A3C 2021, we coming with it. So if y'all brothers get down to Atlanta, or anybody listening gets down to Atlanta in October, you won't be disappointed.
Oh, that's after July. Oh, looks like I'll be in Atlanta, baby.
As we wrap it up, I do want to change topics a little bit, because I got to meet Darrow in a confines of a kickback, but we got to play some spades together. So I want you to explain what is your ideas of a good spades partner. What are you looking for? And how do you determine what your strategy is going to be when you're on the board?
This is where Cass taps out and lets Brown take over the spades talk.
Oh my God, Mr. Brown. First of all, it was an honor and privilege playing spades against you, brother. But secondly, you were dealt a terrible hand in your partner at the time. I just want to speak on that. And that's no offense to anybody, but it's the truth. Spades are cutthroat, man. I need a partner that has the same type of confidence and, like we say in Spanish, cojones, that, I have. I'm willing to go and do any move, any maneuver, any thought process that I need to win a book. Just one book, Mr. Brown. Just one book. Not several books, just one. So I need that same energy on the other end of the table. You know what I mean? I need that. And, when you don't have a partner that does that, let's be honest. If you don't have a drink in your hand, you extra frustrated.
I feel like there's a life lesson in there somewhere.
Oh, there's definitely some gems in there. It was so well presented. It's like, yeah, like you got to go after it, man. You got to go after it. Spades one of them things where like either you're gonna bring it or you're not gonna bring it.
I've never heard spades broken down that way. It's almost motivating me to go play right now and learn. But nobody would teach
match your energy, right? Match my energy. The energy I'm giving you, give it back. Because now I'm out here trying to overcompensate when I don't need to overcompensate.
That's fact. I mean, it's that simple. I just, I only play spades with about 3 people, to be honest. And one of them is one of my best friends, Christian. He actually is who really sharpened up my game back when we were in like high school, college. And man, like he always used to just echo to me, yo, play to win, meaning every hand play to win. So, if you don't play aggressive with a certain level of aggressiveness or a certain level of strategy, and you're not counting books in your head, I can't play with you. I'm sorry. I don't care if you family. I don't care if I love you. I don't care if I know your mama. I can't do it.
This is why I can't do spades. It is so cutthroat. Yeah. With an opportunity for me to learn and guide me through the game. It's just cutthroat.
I think the misunderstanding is like everybody black should know how to play spades, and that's not always the case. So if you don't know how to play and you playing with like 3 people that's like really cutthroat and you kind of lagging, like attitudes will happen. They may not like you for that game, but you come to win. You gotta watch the board. Just watch the board. That's all you got to do. You know, partner, watch the board.
They tried. I was playing spades with them one time. I forgot where we were at. All I know is I've never felt so much anger, hostility towards me in a situation. I was like, why is everybody yelling at me right now? I'm trying to learn how to play this game. I already said before Rip, I do not know how to play. I have like a kind of idea, but I'm not that good. So just to let you know that before. And they were like, yeah, cool, yeah. And then I got Slim looking at me like, you sure you want to play that? Like, and he's not even on my team. And I'm like, see, now he's in my head. This is too much. I just can't do this. Let's play Uno, guys. I want to do Uno. Get the Uno cards. Draw 4. I don't want to do this anymore.
It's a rites of passage, brother. It's a rites of passage. You know, like the first time you let Hennessy grace your tongue is a rites of passage. You don't have to like Hennessy, but you got to know what it tastes like. And that's all you got to know. That's what spades is. You don't got to be proficient at it, but you got to know how to play the game, just in case. You know, I think we should all know how to play basketball. Not well, but if your homies want to do a pickup game, get your mind on the court, lace them up, Holmes. Get to the basics. That's all.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I second that. I think it's definitely, as Mr. Brown said, it's a rite of passage, and I think it's something that honestly could help you in life if you don't take it like overly serious. You know, like it's chess moves. It's chess moves with cards, man. It's different.
It felt like I was moving bullets with cards. That's what I felt like. It wasn't no chess over there. I was like, yo, somebody about to get me. Like, I'm sorry. Did I nick? I put a spade when I wasn't. I'm sorry. I put a club. I didn't know, guys. I'm sorry.
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous game, man. And like you said, you know, but the more practice you get, the more confident in your skill set will continue to grow. You know,
you want to see a whole new side of Slim. Play spades with him. You see a whole new person. You won't see this guy. This guy is cool. But when he plays spades,
I mean, it's certain things like you just come to win. That's spades, that's pickup basketball, you know, and you know, we talk out there about other things, but those are like two things that really like you should be like fundamentally sound, like you know what you got to do, you know. But you know,
who's gonna teach me the fundamentals if you're always yelling at me?
I'm gonna work with you. When I come back, I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna work with you.
Hey, Delro, he's exaggerating. Ain't nobody yell at him. We glare. Ain't nobody yelling at you, boy. Quit being over dramatic. Ain't nobody do all that.
No, it was yelling at me, but I'm gonna take you up on that, Slim, because the next time the four of us together, we gonna play, and I'm gonna be your partner, Slim. So you gotta help me.
Yeah. And the more practice you get, and you understand the fundamentals, like it becomes easy. It becomes easy, and just being confident in your hand. That's all. Then Jesus turned water into wine. You can turn a dirty hand into a bunch of spades, man. A bunch of books. You just gotta know how to play it. That's all.
A dirty hand into a bunch of books.
Listen, my mom. So I didn't want to say what I wanted to say because Cam is right here in the kitchen cooking. So I had to like kind of keep it PG-13. What up, Cam? Yeah, Cam. So I had to keep it PG, man. I had to keep it PG. My mom. So I ain't want to say nothing outrageous. So, but she know how I get down though. No, you good, Cam? You good?
Shout out to Cam for listening to the episodes when she shouldn't, and all the other parents who listen to the episodes. Oh, my mom been on here and she don't even. I'm like, nah, don't listen to that. That episode ain't for you.
All right. So as we bring it to a close, any last questions for Del? Concerns, comments, jokes?
Questions, man. I just want to give him his flowers, man. And it's dope. It's dope to see you moving, how you moving, man. How you jumped off the porch with it, and now it's like turn into everything that you wanted to become, man. So kudos to you, man. Keep grinding. Like we've always chopped it up, you know. And when I see you, it be the same energy, man. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. Shout out to you and all the events that you're gonna do now and moving forward. So you know, man, just wishing you all the best, bro.
And I want to say also shout out. It's been a pleasure. When the world opens up even more, like you actually get to kick it, and everything like that. Because you can always tell the man's character by the way he talks shit, and he he talks the right amount of shit, not too much, but not too little. You know, just the right amount of shit talk. It goes a long way. Like, all right with me. He shits.
I appreciate that, Mr. Brown.
I just want to say thank you for coming on. The first time we met, it was just a pleasure to kick it with you. Real laid back guy. And I mess with your sense of humor because it's kind of just like mine. So it was real chill vibes because that's all I'm on. So And also, it's an honor for you to do this, so I appreciate that. I just want to let you know. Thank you once again. Also, keep doing what you're doing. Your shit is dope, and it's inspiring. And I'm going to learn how to figure out this display now that I got some time on it. So I want to say thank you once again.
Definitely. Thank all you gentlemen, really and truly, man. We'll kick it all soon. I already know that. And definitely looking forward to being on some other time soon as well. Blessings.
The next time you're on, it's going to be because me and Slim beat you guys in spades. Pew!
Nigga, you still got to race Slim in a race, in a foot race.
Don't bring up that now. Let's not talk about that.
Get out of here.
I got to start. That's not.
He got a lot going on, man. He got a lot going on.
I got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, you got hydraulic now.
After July 19th, we can do all the racing in the world.
Okay? All that weightlifting ain't gonna make you faster.
Hey, I only need to be fast for a short distance.
I also don't think you're gonna get a spades victory as a wedding gift either.
And that's how you put a big joker down and look at you like, what?
Slim, you're my partner. You gotta have my back. Help me.
But if you got the big joker, ain't much I can do either now. I mean, it won. I can't do nothing, but it's gonna be a battle. We're gonna battle with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get your spade games up to par. And then we're gonna take care of business, man. We're gonna go old school.
I'm coming there like Trey Young and y'all the goddamn 76ers.
now you're talking real greasy now. Now you're talking mad greasy. So me, I just keep quiet. I'm gonna let Brown see what he got to say. But when it's time to play, it'd be time to play.
All this shit talking. But we are the Brodies.
I messed it up? You just going to go. We know.
You were taking a sip.
I wasn't about to take the sip. You could have. I was ready.
All right. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. So
we are
the Brodies.
I'm Mr. Brown.
Well,
Cass.
Shout out to Delro. Slim, you got to give the.
Sorry, Kim. She's shaking her head at me. She's shaking her head.
And we out.